Today, for the Bitcoin price with DavinciJ15, we will talk about Bitcoin because Bitcoin is right now still struggling. We will talk about the necessity of Bitcoin closing in the next week about a very specific level. If this happens, if we close above that specific level, we are going to discuss in today's episode, we might see a few weeks of green recovery. If not, however, DavinciJ15 said that $1,500 will be on the table. It is not the most likely scenario. We will go into it and talk exactly about that. Also, towards the end of the video, and this is maybe the most important part, we will talk about the financial markets and DavinciJ15's outlook, as he already predicted the start of the financial crisis for March, between March and September. This already happened, and now he wants to predict what is going to happen in the financial markets towards the end of the year, and the very strong connection to Bitcoin. Guys, you for sure do not want to miss out on that. You also want to sit down, give this video a like to at least 2,500 likes. And that being said, DavinciJ15, we want to come to the most important question of today. DavinciJ15, how are you doing today, my man?
I'm doing good, man. I mean, like, I got a nice long off at near the bottom, so I'm happy about that. I would like to see Bitcoin a lot higher than it is right now, but what can you do? How are you doing? And where are you, Thailand?
In Thailand. You can see it in my sweaty face, but yes, I can't wait to look at your trade also because, guys, I can tell you this trade was opened below 4,000 US dollars. We will talk also about how you came to that idea, what made you open that trade, and yeah, we will show the percentage gain maybe also, which might be very interesting. But of course, without any doubt, the most important thing right now is this make or break situation for Bitcoin, whether we are going to see a very nice and green recovery or whether we are going down to 1,500 US dollars, which is of course not the most likely scenario. And of course, the financial markets. So maybe without any further ado, let's pull up the charts and go to the financial markets thereafter, Da Vinci.
Sure, let's do that right now. Alrighty, so let's start off with the longer term picture. Bitcoin really has to stay close this weekly candle above the 200 period moving average. Maybe we can get away with another candle on the other side that opens up below and then closes above it. But bottom line, we have to close above this, or else the next resistance level is down here, and we're gonna blow past that, and then we're gonna blow to all the way to like 2,500. We don't want any of that. We don't want any of that because it's probably going to be a weekly. It's going to come down here on a weekly candle, and maybe even like clip down to $1,000 area before it closes above this line here. We don't want any of that. That's just not a good thing to happen.
In easy words, in easy words, within the next 9 days, within the next week, like the next weekly close, we have to close above approximately the level of 5,500 US dollars, you are saying. Otherwise, we are going to the downside, like to price levels of 2,500. Definitely a place like the United Kingdom where the sun is never shining, right?
Exactly. It's going to be cold and rainy for a very long time if we're down here. So yeah, let's not have any of that, please. So all you hodlers out there, all you real believers, I want you to know something, that this washed out all the haters and the people who are in it for the quick dollar. All of them are gone now. They're completely gone.
Scroll down, watch the comment section of this specific video. You will probably find some very, very angry people in the comment section, and that's completely fine, of course. I mean, everyone can get angry when he loses some money, but just to watch out for the market sentiment, check out the comment section of our video and of other YouTubers' videos, and you will see there is some desperation going on right now.
So the odds are that the rest of the people that are left are the people who are long-term, like strong hand holders, right? Anyone who is buying down here, you're a strong hand. You don't have to worry about it. You just put the Bitcoin away. You save it for like 2-3 years from now. You will be extremely happy. You don't even have to look at the prices anymore at this point in time if you bought in this area. With that said, again, just don't worry about prices coming all the way down here, because you know what? has the fundamentals changed with Bitcoin because of the price drop? Have you heard
No,
something about Bitcoin is no longer 21 million? Have you heard anything about
no,
that? Have you
nothing
heard?
changed. Nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the only thing which might change is maybe the hash rate, maybe the difficulty, but other than that, nothing.
But has the hash rate changed? No.
I don't think so. I think it's spiking
Exactly.
towards the upside still.
So, yeah, exactly. Has any of the properties of Bitcoin changed at all? Is it still fungible? Is it still divisible? Is it still like you could still transfer between somebody else?
Exactly, exactly. And everything is the same, just as you said. And one thing I want to mention, there is a specific point where miners are shutting down their mining equipment, and this is called miners capitulation. Looking back into the history of Bitcoin, always when we saw miners capitulating, probably we will talk about that in our MMCrypto video tomorrow, that was a very great buying opportunity. And yes, DaVinci, so all the fundamentals are still the same. And yeah, people are just being shaken out of the markets here.
Awesome.
So
I'm looking
yes,
forward to
DaVinci.
that video. So let's say, well, what do we do now? What do we do now? Where's the trade here? Well, there is let's see here. We could do a continuation trade upwards, right? If you buy the 38.2, stopped out at the 61.8, or you take a stop loss. Actually, you don't even have to wait for the stop loss at the 61.8. You have a beautiful point of protection right here. I'd like this to be a little bit stronger than a couple of then the closing, and then the opening up here, and then the retest down here. But this is a good point to actually set your stop losses. Maybe if you want to do it a little bit lower than that, that's fine as well. But yeah, I mean, it's a large percentage difference, right? But the risk to reward ratio is pretty high. So if you hit your stop loss here, right? Let's take a look at what the percentage would be. That's 6.2%. But you know what? A little bit of math, and you can always just keep your amount of money that you possibly could lose down to a minimum, to like $50, $100, or whatever it is that you want it to be. Now, yeah, you could risk. I would say you should risk all the way to 6,000, because this, or to 3 to 1, because this is coming back up here. This is where the most of the trades have occurred. We're going to see Bitcoin come back here for easy a walk in the park up here, because the reason
What's
why
the
is because we
price? I
went.
can't see it.
Oh, sorry, 6,000, the 6,000 area, maybe 6,100. Any
Nice.
in that area is where your target should be. If this were to fail on you, just let it go and retry again at the 61.8. Right? Make sure you keep your bets low so that you don't lose too much money. And again, you could take the same kind of trade and actually move it even higher, right? And make it a 4 to 1, 4.5 to 1 to get it back way up here, because it's coming back up here.
Yes,
No,
yes.
no ifs and buts about that. There's a lot of indication that, because the reason why is because there is something called too far, too fast, and it works in both directions, both up and both down. We went down too far, too fast. I mean, look at this candle. It's ridiculous. Right? I mean, if we take a look at this candle and we zoom out a little bit, you can see how stupid it looks, right? I mean, we're
Yes.
way below the Bollinger Band. We're still way below the Bollinger Band, and it's just out of this world. But the good thing is we also have this trend line, downward trend line. I don't think we're going to close below it. So yeah, you have an option to get in on this move, the next move, which is coming upwards. This green box is a reload zone. So buying down here for your HODL position anywhere is a great idea. It's a great idea.
Yes. The
You
only thing, however, is your time horizon shouldn't be like a week or two. You should have a long time horizon when we are talking about a hodling portfolio.
Exactly. All right, so let's move over to my trade. Now, I got in here right about this downward candle. But what happened was I saw this inside reversal candle, green candle, right? I liked it. It was almost a what's it called? The railroad tracks, I'd call it almost. And so I was like, yeah, after this, I wanted to pull the trigger, especially since if you zoom out of this, you zoom out of here and you can see that Bitcoin, right, had to retest this area. Now, I've said in other videos of ours that that Bitcoin was going to come back down here, could come back down here. And look where we are. And so I knew that once we came down here, that there had to be a reversal in this area, because like there's a lot of people who were trapped who wanted to buy down here, and they couldn't. And now they had their opportunity, and they were going to pull the trigger with everything they got, and they did. And the 5-minute chart showed me that they did in a big way, and I wanted to jump on board. Then what gave me more confidence, allowed me to just go to bed, was this Davo trade here, which actually has a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio, exactly at our target that I've been talking about in the previous hourly candles, right, that we were talking about earlier. So yeah, on the hourlies, yeah, they match up. So hey, you know what? You have a good set of probabilities of making some money trading this if you have the confidence to do so. And that's the hard part, right? Because you know what, part of trading is not just knowing when to knowing when to take a stop loss and take the target. It's also being confident about what you're going to do and accepting it as a win.
Otherwise, you are changing the game plan every now and then.
Exactly. And so you have to be able to be confident in that this will work out, right? And so that's part of being a professional trader. You're confident that most of the time this will work out. Not all the time, but most of the time. And yeah.
Yes.
So,
Thank you so much for all of that knowledge bombs. And for everyone who wants to see, I think the trade is right now at the time of recording approximately at a 130% gain. So congratulations for that, DaVinci. Of course, we all lose a trade every now and then, but this is one of these trades. If the bullish scenario comes into place, and we talked in the beginning of the video about a bearish and a bullish one, then this trade could get very, very famous. However, if the bearish scenario comes into place, it's the opposite. So let's see what the time will tell us. So far, so good, I must say. And yes, we had the second thing you wanted to talk about, and that's the financial markets, DaVinci. And
yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about
crazy prediction.
Well, before we talk about my crazy prediction, and I don't think it's that crazy because, like, honestly, it's like obvious. It's coming.
Kind of obvious, but it's still
right.
Like.
All right, so as you can see, right, look at where is the candlestick on this thing?
Wait, let me look below the table.
Oh darn!
I think I found it down there. You know all the memes, like with the people watching below the table and it just crushed down. I never saw such a candle before, man. Not in the traditional market, at least not since 2001, where I was like 11 years old.
Exactly. I mean, according to Gap study, we're talking. Unfortunately, this thing is going all the way. If we take this, this is the right here. This is the breakaway gap, right? And yeah, I think that's the trade. There's another exhaustion gap here. If we get another gap here, we can. This is the measuring gap. Oh my God, no way. Oh, so this is the breakaway gap, right? Measuring gap. So we have to wait for the next gap down here in order to determine how much further this thing's going to fall. Ouch.
So more about that maybe in the Monday or Tuesday's episode when we see the next massive gap probably forming here.
Yeah, I you know what, I feel this is bad for not just the markets but also for Bitcoin. Because remember what I said, right? If this continues, the odds of Bitcoin continuing up diminishes. Right?
Yes.
Unfortunately. So let's hope for a dead cat bounce here. I was thinking that they would get a dead cat bounce because this is really just ridiculous how much further this thing has fallen. And if it just doesn't stop, yeah, Bitcoin could be dragged along with it. And I'm like, where is my friend, the what's his name, Colin Powell, not Colin Powell, but the person who's the head of the Fed,
Oh, Jerome Powell.
Jerome Powell. Like, you're supposed to come out with a bazooka and help the markets. Where is that bazooka?
Why is he not doing no quantitative easing? In no means this is why he's not pumping money in the system without calling it QE. I mean, I don't get it. We need him right now.
Exactly. I've never wanted to join in the party, right? I always think that the free market should flourish, but at this point in time, I know you always want to come in, so just come on in. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. You want to do this? Buy the market.
I think he will make a massive rate cut and some new pumping in the market. Of course, there's just no way around it, and inevitably this whole system has to collapse. But let's see how far they can take it forward. Other than that, DaVinci, the most important topic here of this whole video: what is your prediction? Remember, everyone, he predicted the financial crisis to begin. It was a window between March and September. Well, it started already in March. We got the corona. Will not talk about it. This one disease coming over here, the world, and speeding that up a little bit. So we saw already March for the financial crisis coming into place. What is your prediction right now for the whole financial market in terms of inflation, deflation, whatever? What do you think is going to happen? Let's say here in 2020 until the end of 2020.
Yeah, well, although you can never really predict what one person or group of people will do. You can only do based on what they've done in the past, and we know that the Federal Reserve has a hammer, and everything looks like a nail, and so they're going to print. With that said, with the problems going on because of the beer flu that people are having, right? We will see a breakdown in manufacturing and production of goods, breakdown in restaurants and hotels, and basically the whole entertainment industry, except for a few places here and there that are online. And with that, there's going to be less places where your money's going to be able to you'll be able to use your money. And so the Federal Reserve thinks that, hey, you know what, I'll just send you a check for $10,000 and that will make you go on a cruise, right? I don't think you want to go on a cruise.
No, not after this news. And DaVinci, you know what? By the end of March, we will also see the end of the quarter, and we will see new numbers released. And we will probably see many, many countries out there being forced to announcing the official recession finally, which is overdue, like forever. Like Germany already has now like 2 consecutive quarters in negative growth. So this is extremely interesting. I wanted to put something on a side note here. I arrived in Thailand today, and I actually arrived in Bangkok, and I had to catch my next flight, which I didn't book yet, 40 minutes later. And the airport was so empty. And this country has only 50 or 60 reported cases, whole Thailand. It was so empty that I was able, within 40 minutes, to disembark, to go out of the security zone, to order a ticket, exchange my currency into Thai baht, go back to the office, buy my ticket, go through the security zone, and board in 40 minutes. I mean, usually you are at the airport 2 hours beforehand. The whole airport was like a ghost town. It was like I saw maybe 100 people, and I was walking through the whole airport. Usually you see like 10,000. So this is already a very, very big sign that not only traveling, not only production, not only all the exports from China, everything will go down. And as the world is global, like we have a globalization, everything is interconnected and interdependent. We will see negative growth in most of the countries in the world, if not all of them, maybe soon.
So let me to finish off what I was thinking. What's going to happen is all the asset classes, including the equities and gold, silver, will start to collapse in price, and the Fed will come to the rescue. And at the bottom line, what will happen is we're going to end up having hyperinflation, and I see that happening in between the months of September to the end of the year, between the last 4 months, and it's not going to last that long. I don't think that the United States government is going to be like Venezuela and go, well, there's nothing wrong here.
They can't do that anymore.
Yeah, there's going to be they're not going to let you continue the currency forever. They're just going to stop the system and say, listen, because of what happened with this unexpected event, this black swan, right? It collapsed our system. Our system was perfectly fine, as Trump will say, right? We were running along smoothly, and then this black swan came along. And
they were waiting for something like this.
But we will build another one much stronger, much better. And it's going to be like that. So we're going to get something along those lines and then we'll have a new currency. I don't know if it's going to be a world currency, but it will have something that new that, and then, that's when the fun begins, where all the asset classes will start to skyrocket.
DaVinci,
Everything.
do you know a currency which is suitable as a very secure base layer for the whole world?
I don't know. I'm going to think about one. I'm going to think. Let's see here. It starts with a B.
B, and then it's an I. But I don't know. Maybe the people can let us know
exactly.
in the comment section below.
Yeah,
we're not. Do you know a currency which would be suitable as a base layer, maybe here as a global currency? But it should be divisible. It should be borderless. It should be unconfiscatable. Keep all of these things in mind and let us know if you can come up with a nice currency name. So I mean, DaVinci, I think this is a very good ending point for today's episode. If you have anything to share in regards to Pandora's Wallet, please do so. And I just can't wait to upload this video.
Yeah. So please, if you know what, I would like to talk about my channel. I'm like 500 subscribers away from 70,000. So please head up and get me up to 70,000 subs, please. And
yes.
Also, with Pandora's Wallet, we're just working away right now on Ethereum, adding the Ethereum, right? We have a few issues here and there, right? We're like stuff with the background, basically stuff that you haven't noticed, basically our customers haven't noticed. But we're going to be working really hard trying to get Ethereum out, so we're looking forward to that. So that's about it.
Yes. So number one, guys, go to the pinned comment or in the description, go to DavinciJ15's channel and subscribe to his channel if you haven't done it already. He's uploading a lot of videos over there. Let's get this one to 70,000 subscribers. Step number 2, scroll down in this video and subscribe to our channel and hit the little bell button. Very, very important. And that being said, DaVinci, do you have anything to share before we wrap up today's episode?
Always play from a position of strength and don't get wrecked.
Do not get wrecked, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see each other very soon at the next one of MMCrypto. Just as a quick reminder, 2,500 likes. Like the video right now. It's completely for free. And that being said, we will see each other very soon, already tomorrow. And as always, guys, bye-bye.